like and subscribe, and you'll have amazing luck for the rest of the week. Giant creatures roam our planet daily, but prefer to be unnoticed. They easily become prey to human exploitation and experiment when they become too available. While trying to hide, some made their way to the internet and were busted. These 10 giant mysterious creatures were caught on camera. Dinosaur. For those of us who think dinosaurs are extinct, we don't make much meaning out of this video. If you have encountered this prehistoric creature by chance, you'll be convinced they could be around but appear different. This video starts on a good note, with the YouTuber introducing his video when the person filming suddenly finds a dinosaur-like creature and runs for his life. He doesn't give us enough time to confirm before removing attention from the gigantic animal with an impossible length. I'm not sure there's anything truthful about this, because if there were, we would have seen more reactions from people close to the area. The animal appeared in a residential area, which should have led to screams from hundreds of people. This is most likely a statue or CGI. In fact, it is CGI, because I don't know of any part of the world where a dinosaur statue is as tall as this building. Please head to the comment section and tell me if I'm wrong. Again, you could tell the fear in a man's eyes. It looked too intense to be a joke. Therefore, this clip leaves everyone confused. Largest gator. You know how to visit some wildlife reserves for some creeps, but get more than you bargained for. This video first circulated on the internet some years ago, with many doubting it was real. I had my concerns too, but when researchers made an official statement about it, everyone realized it was true. This wildlife enthusiast visited this park somewhere in Florida. In his usual documentary state, he took out his camera to record the animals that live there. He was amazed to see this gigantic alligator emerge from the forest. The animal didn't seem to notice anything and continue moving forward. You could tell that the officials weren't shocked because they were used to seeing it around. While official records say the largest alligator in Florida is 14 feet long, many believe this one exceeds that length. The only problem is that it's not been officially measured for fear it could harm them. What do you think about this alligator? And what would you do if you found this thing in the park? Leviathan sees a giant. This YouTuber took his camera and backpack to this forest for hiking. He had been there a few times and it had been a smooth ride. But everything changed on this fateful day. Minutes into the journey, he heard strange noise suggesting someone was following him. It stopped whenever he paused and continued if he kept moving. This forced him to be more cautious of his environment. He looked on the ground and found giant footsteps, suggesting huge creatures were lurking around. They were so fresh that he could bet the creature had been there only a few minutes ago. He shrugged it off, and that ill feeling continued on the journey. But the sound became louder. He's scared and convinced it was better to return home. The hiking can wait till a later time. Moreover, challenging this creature alone with no weapon is definitely dangerous. He would likely become the victim and regret his decision forever. Lewis Mel. Our phone cameras are there for a lot of things. While the manufacturers install them to enhance the phone features and make them more attractive, you can use them to your advantage. Should you see something strange you think others would doubt, you can film it for evidence. Lewis was out to pick up his mail that fateful evening. It was a quiet and lonely day. He feared a strange creature was around the corner, so he took out his camera to accompany him on his short trip. As he takes out the mail, his camera turns to capture what he thought was a giant monster. Indeed, he was right. A large alligator was sitting inside, staring at him, as though it was waiting for him to trespass. He kept his cool since he was alone and didn't want to get into trouble. While filming, he noticed a tiny green ball inside the tunnel. Everything made sense. The children in the neighborhood were playing with the ball when it rolled into the tunnel. They ran there to pick it up, only to realize the giant monster was staring at them. They ran home and never mentioned it to anyone. Now that an adult has seen it, he can advise them on how to best report cases like this. Construction workers find anaconda. Construction workers are invited to demolish, renovate, or erect a structure from scratch. Either way, they have some digging to do. The actions become explorative in many of those diggings, as they find unexpected things there. Some have found remains of ancient civilizations, while others discovered human bodies buried underneath. However, this entry features a not-so-strange finding somewhere in Brazil. As these workers dug up into the soil, they found a 30-foot anaconda hiding peacefully there. The animal was so huge that it needed to be removed with a crane. The men were shocked and gathered to take pictures of it. Ordinarily, no one would believe them, but these videos say it all. What happened afterward is unclear, as the workers didn't give those details. Maybe they returned it to the wild or handed it to the authorities to do their job. Whatever it is, we're glad it wasn't killed. Komodo dragon. If the Indonesian island is on your bucket list, you need to see this before embarking on that journey. While the area is home to diverse animals, you must be on the lookout for the Komodo dragon. These prehistoric animals show no mercy when it comes to food. They measure up to 150 pounds and have a large appetite. Studies show they consume nearly 80% of their body size in one sitting. They're ambush predators, meaning they prefer to hide in one corner and pounce on the unsuspecting prey. That way, it's difficult to let go of these giant lizards. They're notorious for their unfriendly encounter with humans, often leading to fatalities or severe injuries. In 2007, this lizard ambushed a child and killed him. It also is famous for invading villages and causing everyone to run for their lives. Guests are encouraged to be cautious as they move around on the island, as these perverts sometimes target the foot and bite it off. Diamond operator finding. Researchers have yet to name the strange creature captured in the video years after this clip was filmed. Diamond Operator is a lifestyle YouTuber who loves to film his everyday life. On the morning of this day, he was dressed as usual and took his bicycle for a short errand. Armed with his GoPro camera, he set out. A few seconds into the ride, he finds a giant spider-like creature crawling on a tarred road, as if to cross the road. He's curious, so he pauses to look at it. The animal is also curious and wonders why he's staring at him. It soon starts chasing him. Of course, his camera was there to help record the whole thing. Seeing that it couldn't catch up with the intruder, the creature spat something on his camera lens to make it darker, so we can't see it clearly. Apparently, Diamond Operator isn't the only one who saw it. Neighbors had already phoned the authorities to come after him. While the unknown creature was running after him, a rescue team ran behind him to capture and return it where it belonged. Sky creature. This clip was reportedly filmed somewhere in Zambia. You can tell the person behind the camera is on a plane and curious to capture every detail. He's lucky because he got the dose of drama he wanted. As he filmed, something that appeared to be a humanoid creature appeared in the sky. While that was a problem, it was huge and twisting like something or someone was controlling it. We wished it stayed longer so we could ascertain its real properties, but it didn't, as it twisted away into the cloud. You don't expect stories like these to be welcomed with open arms. Internet users weren't quick to admit that this was real. Everyone who saw it had their interpretation, with many calling it CGI. You won't blame skeptics, though, will you? Months after swearing that these clips are true, they turned back to reveal the secret behind it. So yes, we're here again. This is probably one of those cases, and the facts have so far not been debunked. Beijing sighting. If you enjoy internet freedom, you don't live in China and have no business with the government censoring your content. But if you reside in China, you probably wish you could access as much information as possible. A Chinese content creator captured this bizarre creature on the polluted landscape of Beijing City. He was unsure what it was, so he kept filming it for a detailed structure. He couldn't see all the legs, but guessed they were about 3. While it didn't look aggressive, it was influential enough to cause the ground to tremble. If not that, he wanted to see it to the end. He would have run inside the house for fear of what the creature would do to him. Days after this sighting, the Chinese government was silent about it. It didn't release an official statement confirming or debunking, even after the clip went viral. Many say Beijing is hiding something from the world. However, we're yet to find out what it is. Cassowary. The cassowary is named the world's most dangerous bird. It's fairly unknown compared to the ostrich and emu. In their natural habitat, they're shy and would hide from humans or intruders. They're not too aggressive, and attacks are rare. However, they prove a fatal point when someone gets too close or provokes them. Their attacks are sometimes deadly because they invest everything in them to deal with an oppressor. They're blessed with razor-sharp talons, which help them emerge victorious in just about any fight. Just pray not to fall into their trap, as they run at top speeds and will definitely bring you down. The last thing you want to do is engage in a race with them. From jumping up to 7 feet high to delivering strong kicks, they're far from the regular birds. You don't want to be the victim of their dagger-like claws measuring up to 4 inches long. While they prefer fallen fruit, They also sometimes consume fungi, snails, insects, and dead animals. Until next time, adios.